Is it so? In today's daily debate, we would be talking about the water cleansing process, which has been going on currently. The current process which has been going on is about the straight pipe methods, but the house would be in the motion of the swirl method, which is about that if the water is around swirling, then it would remove its bad energies or the impurities and it could regenerate itself and would be impactful as we can see in the natural form in the nature in the rivers you can see at the point of whirlpools you can see. So that would be it, and after that starting we would start now with the opening statements. The affirmative would be going as starting. Pranav, you can start now.
Yeah, I'll start on my. I'm audible, right? Yes, hello.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
I'll start on my self count of three, two, one. Let's start with a simple question. When was the last time you saw a river flow in a straight line? Exactly, you didn't. Because nature doesn't operate in straight lines, and yet we are still clinging to a straight pipeline of filtration as if it's the gold standard of water purification. It's outdated, it's inefficient, and most importantly, it's unnatural. Ma'am, I stand
Dad, is it
strongly in
just
favor of this
me or
motion
is
because
he
swirling
not
waters.
audible?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
sorry.
think his net
Pranav,
is
you are
very
not
bad.
audible, I think.
Yeah,
Could you
wait,
repeat that,
just a sec.
please?
I'll just start. Just a sec, over. Hello, I'm audible right now. Yes.
Yeah, you are
Yes.
now audible.
Extremely sorry. I'm just out of station right now. Okay, but never mind. Should I restart my speech?
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
be better.
I'll start on my self count of three, two, one. Let's start with a simple question. When was the last time you saw a river flow in a straight line? Exactly, you didn't, because nature doesn't operate in straight lines, and yet we are still clinging to a straight pipeline filtration as if it's the gold standard of water purification. It's outdated, it's inefficient, and most importantly, it's unnatural. Mama stands strongly in favor of this motion because swirling vortex technology is not just a gimmick, it's a smarter, cleaner, and more sustainable way to treat water. Let's talk about facts. A 2019 UNESCO report on water science and sustainable development expectedly stated that future water technologies must mimic natural systems to ensure long-term water security. That's exactly what vortex technology does. It replicates the spiral motion found in rivers and streams to oxygenate and purify water without needing layers of filters that wear out, clog up, and pollute the environment. Meanwhile, my opponents will chant filtration like it's the magic. But straight pipeline filtration systems, carbon water filters, reverse osmosis units do one thing well: they strip out contaminants, and yes, but also strip out essential minerals like calcium and magnesium. You will end up with water that's technically clean but biologically dead. Let me remind this house, today's topic isn't about which system purifies water better, it's about purifying and energizing. And that's exactly where pure vortex technology dominates, because while straight pipeline filters may filter, only vortex flow restores water's natural structure, oxygenation, vitality, making it truly alive. Now, let me drop the mic with this one. In 2020, the WHO found that many filtered water systems used in low income areas actually increased bacterial growth because they weren't maintained properly. Let that sink in. A filtration system meant to purify waters end up making it more dangerous. Straight line logic leads to crooked outcomes, doesn't it? Meanwhile, vortex systems require less maintenance, no chemical additives, and mimic natural flow to discourage bacterial colonies from forming in the first place. Now, my opponents may try to argue with complicated technical jargon. They see vortex technology is untested and non-mainstream. But I ask, since when has mainstream meant correct? If we always listen to the mainstream, we'd still be using lead pipes and calling it progress. And here's the real kicker: Switzerland, the gold standard in water systems, has already implemented vortex-based treatments in multiple communities to maintain mineral balance and promote water vitality. If it's good for Swiss, I wonder why my opponents still think straight pipeline is supreme. Perhaps they missed a UN meeting or a decade of scientific updates, but never mind. Also, let's talk about environmental impact. Straight pipeline use replaceable filters, millions of which end up in landfills every year. Meanwhile, vortex systems are reusable, energy efficient, and produce zero filter waste. So while my opponents defend a method that contributes to plastics pollution, we offer a solution that aligns with the UN Sustainable Development Goal 6: clear water and sanitation without environmental trade-off. In conclusion, straight pipeline filtration is a tried solution that strips, clogs, and pollutes. Vortex technology energizes, mimics nature, and aligns with the future. Let's not be the defenders of the old guard. Let's be champions of smart water. Thank you.
Okay, Pranav. After that, I would like from the defending ones who would be speaking first for the opening statement.
Priyansh is going first.
Will you speak first because I have something left in my speech?
I'll let you, I don't mind. Chair, just give me a minute. I need to set a timer. All right. Good evening, everyone. Today, I stand in firm opposition of the motion, and I'll be starting my speech in the backward count of 3, 2, and 1. My reasoning rests on three general areas, which are scientific endorsement, eco-friendliness, and its role in the crucial third world nations. But before I get to those arguments, let me first clarify some terms. What do we mean by swirling vortex technology? It is a water treatment process which replicates the natural spiral flow of water in springs and rivers with the alleged benefits of increased oxygenation and decreased contaminants. Straight pipe filtration, which is SPF, is a traditional methods of water purification such as reverse osmosis and activated carbon filtration, in which water passes through pipes and filters to eliminate contaminants. My opposition argues that swirling vortex technology can actually rejuvenate and energize water. But it is just a hypothesis that suggests that water can be revitalized by certain processes, typically through vortex-like motions, although scientific support for this is still lacking. Now, I'll be beginning with my arguments. First of all, the strength of a straight pipe filtration lies in its scientific basis. Technologies such as reverse osmosis and activated carbon have been tested for decades and are relied upon worldwide to eliminate dangerous contaminants for water. A 2015 Journal of Water and Health study reaffirmed that reverse osmosis efficiently eliminates 99% of microbial impurities such as deadly viruses, bacteria, and heavy metals, which guarantees the safety of the water. The filtration systems have been supported by health organizations such as the WHO, which terms them some of the best and most effective technologies for water purification. On the other hand, swirling vortex technology does not have solid scientific proof that it is able to attain the same level of purification. Its claims of energizing or reconstructing water are speculative and untested by any large-scale scientific studies. From an environmental perspective, straight pipe filtration systems have also gone significant improvements in energy efficiency. Reverse osmosis technology, which was previously energy intensive, has now become more energy efficient due to improved membrane design and water pressure management. Solar powered reverse osmosis systems, for instance, have been successfully deployed in remote locations, providing environmentally friendly solutions for water purification. Solar-powered reverse osmosis plants in sub-Saharan Africa have minimized the energy expenses by as much as 40%, yet still offer clean water to communities. And the energy required for straight pipe filtration is thus not only manageable, but can also be made highly sustainable. Moving on, in developing nations where daily access to clean water is a struggle, straight pipe filtration systems are vital because they're scalable, inexpensive, and simple to deploy in locations with poor infrastructure. For example, India's reverse osmosis plants have been able to address arsenic poisoning in the Ganga River. Research in Environmental Science and Technology of 2029 reported that the reverse osmosis was able to eliminate up to 95% of the poisonous arsenic, avoiding serious health consequences for millions of individuals. In addition, Bangladesh has used the reverse osmosis plants to deliver safe drinking water to communities with arsenic contamination, offering a proven practical solution for large-scale water purification for developing nations. In conclusion, straightforward filtration systems such as reverse osmosis not only work according to science and are environmentally friendly, but are also pivotal in solving global water problems, especially in third world and developing nations. These systems has been experimented upon, perfected, and are scalable to offer clean drinking water for millions across different geographies. Thank you.
Myra, you start with your opening statement now.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. I'm here today to explain why Rena's swirling vortex technology is with a straight application for purifying and energizing water, not just for human use, but also for the health of our environment. Swirling vortex technology works by imitating the natural spiral flow of water in rivers and streams. This motion creates what's called a centripetal force, which separates impurities without needing strong chemicals or high pressure. In fact, studies have shown that vortex-based systems can reduce bacterial contamination up to 90% while preserving important minerals like calcium and magnesium. Unlike traditional filters, strip water of everything. Vortex system remove the bad and leave the good. This is about cleanliness. Swirling motion also oxygenates the water, preventing stagnation and boosting its energy on a molecular level. A study published in the International Journal of Environmental and Public Health found that water treated with vortex methods showed improved biological activity, which could lead to better hydration and overall well-being for those who drink it. Now let's look at the other side. Straight pipe filtration is widely used, yes, but also energy intensive. Costly to maintain and often relies on synthetic chemical or plastic filters. Over time, these systems can clog and break down and contribute to plastic waste. They're effective, but not always efficient or environmentally responsible. In comparison, swirling vortex systems are low low maintenance, and eco-friendly. They use gravity and motion, not force of chemicals, to clean water. They can even be built using sustainable materials, making them ideal for rural communities and off-grid systems where power and resources are limited. In a world where 2 billion people lack access to drinking water and where ecosystems are under increasing strain, we need solutions that are not only effective but also sustainable and forward-thinking. That's why I believe swirling vortex technology isn't a better option; it's a smarter, greener, and more hostile solution. So, holistic solution to water purification. Thank you.
Ryan, start with your opening statement.
I will begin on my self count of 3, 2, 1. And matters of health and survival, we don't rely on magic, we rely on science. Respected judges, fellow debaters, today I rise not just to speak, but to warn. Because this debate is not about aesthetics, vibes, or poetic swirls in a water bottle. This is about life or death. And the side arguing for vortex filtration is asking you to risk your life on a whirlpool of pseudoscience. Let me begin with a brutal truth. 3.5 million people die every year due to waterborne diseases. Now ask yourself, when the stakes are this high, will you put your trust in energy, cleansing, or in technology that removes 99.9% of pathogens, backed by decades of peer-reviewed science? Straight pipe systems like RO, ultraviolet purification, chlorination are the global gold standard. According to the EPA, these methods are mandatory in public systems because they are scientifically proven to destroy deadly contaminants like E. coli, Giardia, and Cryptosporidium. Now let's look at the other side. The vortex argument relies on the 1940s work of Victor Schauberger, a man who believed that water has memory and negative energy signatures. With all due respect, this is not purification, that's fantasy. And the source admits no detectable parameter in water tests confirms that any of these so-called energy improvements. Now let me repeat that. No lab, no test, no evidence, just belief. This their argument is based on taste, vitality, and natural movement. Well, Chlorera does not care how your water spins. It only cares whether it survives in it. Straight pipe systems eliminate that. Vortex systems might make it dance. And don't let them distract you with words like sustainability. Vortex chambers are not scalable, not standardized, and not trusted by any major city or health authority. Worse, they risk biofilm buildup, a bacteria heaven, as stated in their own source. As Carl Sagan said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. The vortex side has made extraordinary claims. Where is their extraordinary evidence? Meanwhile, I bring you the truth, the facts, and the science. Straight pipe filtration is better tested, scientifically certified, and saving millions of lives every single day. So I ask you, will we protect our water with science or surrender it to world theory and spiritual guesswork? I stand firmly for the straight pipe systems because lives are at stake and we don't gamble with lives. Thank you.
Okay, we would be proceeding quickly to the question and answers, and I would like you to conclude it here, whatever your points are to somehow, as the time is running up, or would you like to have another meeting on it? So, what do you suggest on that? I would ask you
No,
first,
no,
all
no,
of you.
please.
No other meeting, only POI round is okay.
Okay. Then we have done with the opening statement. I would request you to start with your question and answers straight for.
Point of information on Pranay's
Yes.
speech.
Okay. Say it.
He clearly stated that Switzerland uses vortex. Great. But Switzerland also uses straight pipe systems in hospitals, cities, and rural plants. One village using a vortex pipe for rainwater doesn't make it a global model. If it's so effective, where's the data? Where's this Swiss Ministry of Health endorsement? Where's the WHO certification? The truth, no country in the world has adopted vortex as a national standard, not even Switzerland. And if your argument is if it's good for Swiss, why not for us? Let me remind you, India and Africa face different challenges: more industrial waste, higher population, and limited infrastructure.
Chair,
We
I'm
don't
audible,
need
yes?
boutique European.
Yeah, you
Sir,
are
first
audible,
of all,
Pranay.
while
We
targeting in
need
someone's
tested.
speech, you need a point of order when someone has stated an factual inaccuracy. And first of all, there was none factual inaccuracy in my speech. And the delegate just mentioned that while in Switzerland, it has vortex-based treatment systems with also filtration systems, which is right. So I don't understand why the delegate has been asking a point of order when there is no factual inaccuracy.
There is a factual inaccuracy.
What is it?
You just stated that of Switzerland uses vortex pipe
Chair,
systems.
may I ask a question first? It's a one-liner.
Wait. Let Ryansh ask one-liner question. I would request you on that
Yeah.
first of all. Just have a one-line question, Ryansh, first.
Ma'am, I just want him to explain all the claims and like the claim he took that Switzerland uses vortex pipe systems, and also give the evidence for it.
Okay, Pranav, I would like you to answer whatever you want to answer to this question now.
Okay, I'll give the evidence in some time after I complete with my answer. First of all, I would like to target you with that in your opening POI statement, which was just a big opening speech. I don't know what was it. It clearly mentioned that sorry, my bad. Okay, yeah. It clearly mentioned that Switzerland uses vortex based systems with also straight line filtration systems. So in your own POI you already answered your question that how do you claim the Switzerland
uses vortex pipe systems in just one village, not the whole country.
Chair,
You
may I
didn't
interrupt,
mention
please?
this.
Priyansh,
I don't think they're allowed to interrupt each other when the other one is speaking.
one second. Priyansh, please calm down for 1 minute.
The
Let
delegate,
Pranath
yeah.
complete his statement.
The delegate has already answered his question in his previous opening question. Although it wasn't a question, it was like what, another point of order which miserably failed. But never mind. The delegate has already answered his question. That how do you claim that Switzerland uses these water filtration systems? The direct question was, how do you claim? Okay. And Switzerland actually uses vortex-based systems, and that's my answer, I would say.
There we have less than a minute left. And I would like to ask a POI.
Should I answer that question?
Okay,
First of all,
let
delete. I
Priyansh
never asked you a
answer.
question.
Okay,
You said
then
that I
that's
made
fine.
a
Could
claim
you
and
stop screaming?
Yeah,
I
I
never
would
screamed.
You both
suggest.
are arguing like LKG kids, and it is very irritating when another person wants to ask a POI and Myra hasn't even said anything yet. Please give us a chance to speak as well. You're both fighting amongst
Yeah,
yourselves,
go
and
ahead,
that's
go
it.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I want to ask a POI to Myra.
Guys, can
Myra,
we?
are you
I
there?
guess we need to have a next meeting because it would just end in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again,
Alright, I
sorry
just
for
want to ask,
interrupting,
is
but
it...
it was very important.
Yeah, yes. Alright, fine.
Niyati, go ahead.
Alright, Myra, I have a POI for you. First of all, your side argues that vortex systems are more eco-friendly, but most modern reverse osmosis units can be powered by solar energy and use 90% less water than older models, and they're also recyclable. What objective data do you have that shows that vortex systems outperform them environmentally?
Hello? Could you repeat?
Yeah, did you get my question?
No, I'm asking, could you repeat it again?
Alright, so your side argues that vortex systems are more eco-friendly, but modern reverse osmosis units can be powered by solar energy and use 90% less energy than 90% less water, sorry, than older models, and they're also recyclable. So, what objective data do you have that shows that vortex systems outperform them environment?
Chair, I have a question for you. Am I audible, Chair? Hello, Chair.
Pranath, let's do one thing. Niyati has already asked the question. Let Myra
No.
ask now.
Wait. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Yeah, would that be okay after Myra answers her what? Answers
Yeah,
Niyati's question?
Let
Then can I
Myra
just
answer
add a
first.
point?
Yeah, let Myra answer first.
Yeah, works. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, one.
Yeah, by the time she answers, I just wanted to confirm is cross questioning allowed?
No, cross questioning is not allowed. You already mentioned to answer Myra. So,
Yeah, alright.
yeah. So, Myra,
Myra, can you
you are
just
not
check your
audible.
DM?
Huh?
Can you just check your Zoom chat?
Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, can I say? Huh? Okay, so yes, and many patents show that have specific flaws and impressive damage. Studies from the Institute of Ecological Technology, Germany, showed that vortex-induced water flow reduces bacterial survival rates and helps separate non-organic particles to centrifugal force. Also, vortex system oxygenate the water, raising oxidation reduction potential, or ORP, which makes the environment hostile for packaging. And let's be honest, straight pipe filters don't even guarantee full removal of lead pharmaceuticals. As proven by Flint, Michigan, and a 1990 study by The Guardian on US tap water. So let's not pretend terrestrial filters are perfect, they're clearly not.
Where I would like to say something, is that all right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, Niyati, say it now.
So basically, my question was that how is their vortex system better than the straight line system in terms of the environment? But she has answered something else entirely.
What I was saying is that, see, what
Can you please
these
justify?
systems
Can you please justify in terms what your environment means?
Environment is that vortex systems are more eco-friendly because vortex systems are less eco-friendly as compared to straight line pipe systems because their reverse osmosis units can be powered by solar energy and use 90% less water than older models. They're also recyclable, so they cause less harm to the environment as compared to vortex systems.
systems is using natural flow water rather than yes, there are solar energy and state, but what vortex system does do is that it uses the natural flow of the water rather than using like additional like chemicals and all, which sometimes that you use. Actually, vortex is more eco-friendly compared to straight natural systems.
Okay, Myra, have you answered your point to Niyati?
Yeah, I think I have. If she wants, you can ask me, but I think
Okay. Okay. Now let me put up a point here. Both the persons have already asked the question, Niyati and Rayansh from the opposition team. So I would like for the motion team to ask the questions to the opposition now, as
Yeah.
both of them have already asked one question each. So for the motion team, you decide on your own who is going to ask the
Yeah.
question
I just had a
to the
question.
person.
I just had a short question, and then my main question was would arrive. I just need to just check one thing. So the opposition, do you believe that straight pipeline filtration is environmental friendly and people friendly too? Okay. Just yes or no, and
Ma'am, could I answer that?
I just need a yes or no answer. Then I would ask my main question.
Yes, they are.
Okay. So how is a method that needs frequent filter replacements, maintenance, and waste disposal better for rural or poor communities, which already talked about that they are like what environmental friendly and people friendly based, and than a vortex based system that has near zero operating costs?
Ma'am, could I answer that question?
Yeah, go ahead.
You saying that straight line filtration system is not eco-friendly. I agree with that. But vortex pipe systems are just a fantasy. They are not properly implemented in the whole world. There's no data. There's no facts. It does not even kill 50% of the pathogens. Would you care for the people or for the environment? People are dying because of diarrhea. And straight line pipe systems removes 99.9% of the pathogens compared to the vortex system, which only cleans half the percentage.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, Niyati.
Alright, so as my teammate has already said, the vortex system do not actually purify the water very well, and so they're not very good for public health and safety. I would like to add on because unlike swirling vortex systems which lack proven large-scale pollutant removal, straight line pipe filtration like reverse osmosis is scientifically validated to eliminate contaminants and protect ecosystems. For example, Singapore's New Water project shows its real-world success, and straight pipe systems are also more reliable, regulated, and environmentally effective than vortex methods, which are still like largely experimental and they haven't been verified.
Okay,
I just
Myra,
needed
now
to make a
would
statement
you
that
like
the
to ask a
proposition has
question?
contradicted their own statements. One says that they are environmental friendly, the other mentions in his answer that they are not. Okay, just one thing.
Okay, Pranav.
I'm pretty sure
I
he
just
said
said
that they are
You
environmentally
clearly
friendly
stated,
as
and
compared
that's
to
it.
what.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Chair, I just have another question for opposition. Can I please ask if Myra is okay?
I would like Myra to ask as she hasn't asked anything or spoken much till yet. So, Myra, could you listen me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I would like you to ask any question if you have to the opposition.
Just one second.
Myra, would that be okay
Okay.
if I ask on your behalf? If you are okay, I mean.
Just give me 1 second. My net is a bit
Yeah,
slow.
works,
Just give me
works.
one
Never mind.
minute.
Sorry.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Right. So, okay. If straight pipe systems are so effective, why do they often require chemical additives or energy consuming pumps to function fully?
Ma'am, I couldn't hear the question properly.
If straight pipe systems are so effective, why do they often require chemical additives or energy consuming pumps to function fully?
Myra, could you type that question in the chat?
No,
Yeah,
please
my
don't.
net is so sorry.
I mean, just
Wait. Chair,
send it in DM
chair.
for me. I can just
Yeah,
ask it.
Pranad, may I
yeah.
speak?
Share it to Pranad. Share it to Pranad.
Chair,
Calm
am I
down,
supposed to
everyone.
respond to this question?
Yeah, if Niyati has heard, then best. Yeah,
Yeah,
Niyati.
I'm supposed to respond to this question because Riyansh has already responded.
Yeah.
All right,
Did
I heard the
you
question.
get it?
Yeah, I heard the question. You were asking about how they're more effective if they require chemical additives and energy.
Yes.
Right? All right. So while straight pipe systems like reverse osmosis can require more energy and sometimes chemical additives for like membrane cleaning or like disinfection, they are still environmentally safer overall. And this is because they effectively remove toxic substances, preventing chemical runoff into ecosystems, which is something that vortex systems cannot guarantee due to limited contaminant removal data. Advancement in technology now allows solar powered reverse osmosis and low energy membranes, which is what both my teammate and I have all mentioned in our main speeches. And it also significantly reduces the carbon footprint.
If
Also regulations control the chemical usage, which ensures that public and the environment is safe, unlike vortex systems which often lack oversight or measurable.
Chair POI. Chair, can I ask a question?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Is straight pipeline
Can I ask a
systems.
question as well?
Should I go ahead?
I also have. You can ask first.
Yeah. Thank you. If straight pipeline systems are so proven, why do they fail in emergencies like the Flint, Michigan, where filters lead and bacteria slip through, causing national scandal, where the proposition was so proud on their WHO certificates?
So your basic point is why do they fail in emergencies?
With real world examples.
Right. All right. So basically, these systems are highly effective under normal conditions, they can face challenges and emergencies for multiple reasons. The major one being infrastructure damage and capacity overload. By infrastructure damage, I mean that in disaster situations such as like earthquakes or something, the physical infrastructure of the filtration systems can be damaged or unavailable, which can hinder water purification efforts, which is also true for vortex systems. So it's not like your system is completely immune to disasters and infrastructure damage or like overload of capacity or power supply disruption or in like but there might be alternatives for both these systems, such as portable filtration units. They might perform better in immediate crisis scenarios, but overall if we look at it straight pipe filtration systems are better because they are more effective in removing the pathogens and the dirt from the water as compared to water systems, and also they're more environmentally friendly, which I have answered previously.
Ma'am, can I just say something?
Okay.
Ma'am, Niyati just never answered my question because my question was fully based on those emergencies where, like Flint and Michigan, where filters let lead and bacteria slip through, causing national scandal, not through like disasters like earthquakes or something like that, through their own filtered systems. That was exactly my question, and just delegate failed to answer it. And also point that
Ma'am,
delegate mentioned that it was what so environmental friendly because but state pipelines use replaceable filters, millions of which ends up in landfills every year. Thank you.
ma'am, could I answer that question?
Causing heavy environmental damage, and I didn't had any question right now. It was just a what point of order, I guess. Yeah.
Pause for a second,
Could I raise a
everyone.
point of order for that?
Pause for a second, everyone. I'm saying that only. Just listen to the point. The question Pranad asked was, I think, a little bit different from Niyati, what you answered. Niyati
Wholly
gave an
different.
overall average answer. Okay, Pranad, let me finish my statement.
Sorry, extremely sorry.
I hope that's fine. Yeah, let me finish it. The infrastructure point was made by Niyati that it can happen on your side also. And Pranad had the question that it somehow mishappens and it somehow does the opposite thing or it's not that good.
Oh,
No,
So the
no,
alright,
no,
then
answer,
no,
it's
no,
so
no, no.
alright.
Chair. Uh, in
okay,
in my question, I clearly mentioned that state
yeah.
pipeline systems fail in emergencies like Flint and Michigan, where filters let lead and bacteria slip through, causing national scandal through their own pipeline systems. That was exactly my
Ma'am,
question, which failed in
could I
emergencies.
answer that question? Could I answer that question?
Alright, Chair, my apologies for misunderstanding the question. Would you like me to re-answer, or would it be alright if Riyansh answers, because I'm fine with both?
Sir, can I just say
Okay.
something? Because the opposition has
Yeah,
already
Pranad,
answered
say.
the question
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
I believe the marking scheme, etc., has already been done based on that, right?
Yeah. Okay. Calm down, everyone. Now, I would say the first set of questions was asked from both the teams to both the persons. This is the going on of the second set of questions in which Pranad has asked the opposing team already. So now the only one question would be allowed from the opposing team to the motion team, and then we would head to the closing statements.
Ma'am, could
So
Wait,
I
we
yeah,
still
ask
have
that?
closing
Could I ask a
statements.
question?
okay, Ryansh, and I would like you to name from whom you want to ask the question specifically to her.
Who is asking the question?
I think
I'm
Riyansh
asking.
is.
Ranch has said that he would be asking, so I have mentioned him to name the person to from whom he would be asking the question.
Ma'am, I want to ask that question to Pranad.
Go ahead.
You call vortex filtration sustainable, but where is that being sustainably used at any large scale? Show me one city, one disaster relief program, one National Health Organization using vortex systems at a large scale.
Okay, sorry, I was on mute. My bad. Sorry. Hello, am I audible? Yes. Hello,
Yes,
yes.
you
Yes,
are
you are.
audible.
Can you please just repeat the first part of your question? What was it? I just have my answer ready. I just wanted to check. Can you please repeat your first part of the question?
You call vortex filtration sustainable, but where is that sustainably used at any large scale?
Okay, yeah.
You
Yeah, okay. Definitely, yes. Okay. First of all, vortex system flow restores water natural structure, oxygenation, and vitality, making it truly alive. Secondly, vortex systems require less maintenance, no chemical additives, and mimic natural flow to discourage bacterial colonies from forming in the first place, which the traditional straight pipeline systems has miserably failed in examples which I've already mentioned in my previous questions. And secondly, traditional filtration is a multi-billion-dollar business built on reoccurring sales. You need to replace cartridges every 6 months, which keeps you dependent. For second, but vortex systems are low maintenance, long-term, and decentralized. That's exactly why they aren't mainstream. Not because they don't work, because they don't sell well for corporations. In fact, countries like Austria and Switzerland already use vortex systems in agriculture, homes, and even in schools. So maybe it's not the tech that behind, it's the politics. Thank you.
Ma'am, I think that wasn't the answer to my question, but because just said that I want any example of any city which is using vortex pipe system as a primary system, which is used at a large scale.
Riyansh, I think you
Ma'am.
didn't listen the last part.
Yeah, actually, when you mentioned about the large scale,
I
I've
just
like given every part of every answer of the part of his question, like everything based on large scale examples. And you asked for cities, I gave you examples of countries too, which are much bigger than cities. I believe
yeah,
I have
and they
answered
are
your
using
question.
that vortex systems as a system. Like 95% of that water goes to vortex systems or straight pipe. And you
System which
said about
is
that scandal. Was your vortex pipe system able to solve that scandal?
It can't, because first of all,
Like
filtration
mistakes
systems were
happen.
being used in that place. How can you imagine that our system just goes and replaces it on that emergency right itself? Because first of all, traditional straight pipe
You just
systems were
answer
used
that
in that
question.
place, and they were not good at that time in those emergencies. And sir, I believe we have done with all the sets of question and answers, etc. Everything. Can you please just tell our feedback and announce the verdict?
Okay. I would like you to ask a question that in all the processes going on till now, don't you think so? I've already mentioned that counter questions are not allowed, but you guys are doing that repeatedly. After one person has asked the question, the another one has answered it. Then asking the repeatedly questions and repeatedly answering it in one go. Don't you think it's not following the regulations at all, and you are doing what you want to do and not listening what I'm telling the basic regulations here? So I would like you to answer on that first of all.
Chair,
Okay, on that part,
extremely, very,
let's
very sorry.
Yeah, ma'am. I'm also very sorry.
okay, let's proceed to that. So I would like you to ask that would you guys like to give a closing statement or not?
Chair,
Yeah, I
please
don't
no,
Or
think we
not?
please
have
no.
enough
It's like,
time. I don't
I
have enough
believe,
time.
yeah, it's too late. Please, let's move with the
Yeah.
feedbacks.
Okay. Then we are starting straight from the feedbacks. I would start with the peoples who were in the motion rather than Myra. Myra, I would like you to on your mic for a moment, if you're fine with that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Myra, I would like you to that in the whole proceeding, you weren't that interactive and didn't ask the questions. And there were some miscommunications in the process that while you were asking the questions or interpreting and then answering, so some issue had occurred when Niyati answered or asked. So I would like you to reflect on that part. Overall, I would say that you tried your best at the answering of the questions. You told what you knew and gave the examples of the eco-friendly part, which was new from your side, as eco-friendly part hadn't been mentioned by everyone here. You put up that thing, so it was appreciable for that. Pranath, I would ask you that while the question and answering was going on, and while questioning and answering, I would like you to first of all work a little bit on voice modulation, the tone which was going up and down. Because I think on your part, you were very fine with it. You weren't in that way that disrespecting anyone or anything like that, but it seemed as a third person. So, on that, I would like you to do that. But
Yeah,
on the
works.
opening statement, I would say that you had done very well as you had put up the evidences, logics, and the persuasion was good too. But the repeated questioning wasn't a good way of
Chair.
presenting your
Repeated
view.
questioning was done by the other side. I was just answering his question, which I've already answered previously. So the main problem which occurs
Yeah,
right now is, if someone
yeah.
asks a repeated question and I just refuse to answer it, the problem would be in my end that the chair might feel that I've not answered his question, and I would just be like reducing my marks. So for it, I just did it. But extremely sorry for that.
No, no,
Thank you.
no. Yeah. No, no. I said on that part also that the voice modulation is the thing that you were fine on your part. Like you knew what you were doing, but on the other part, it wasn't appealing in that scenario. So just on that point, I got your point. That's why I mentioned in that. So I hope that's fine for now. And going with the against team now, Riyansh, the few statements are that in the opening you put it your point very well. The questioning was done, but I would like you to see that the questioning, whatever you have done, so understand the others' answers too and listen to them properly. That what they are even means trying to say, because overall the put up notes and the evidences you have done properly. But if the other person is speaking, you have to listen to the evidences and also get to know about the person's way and the emotions the person is trying to elaborate and put up at that point. So that was a little backdrop which I would like you to see to it. And the questioning part which you have done, so work on that. As I have already mentioned, the questioning should be like that. So it would be much easier for everyone to be here and work on it. Are you there, Ryash?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for joining. And you did well on the evidences part, you did mention about it.
Thank
But
you, ma'am.
on the Yeah, but on the talking part and the communication part, a little bit work would be appreciated. Niyati, I would like that the points you have put it, everything was fine, but the questions being answered and understood, a little bit misconcept was there when the questions were asked with Myra in the answering or in the questioning, as Myra faced difficulties and you were even able to not answer specific questions in the way were asked by Pranad, I think. The question was done
Yeah.
by Pranad. So a little bit mishappening in the understanding was there, or maybe you think it should be answered in that way. It can be that also. But understanding on the parts of the emotions, I would say the person is speaking would help you more. So that's all.
I agree.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for joining in. It was a very pleasant one. So, goodbye.
Chair,
Yeah, you
verdict.
did. Verdict, yeah, verdict. Even though I think it's kind of
Who
obvious
won?
who won, we still need the verdict.
Who won?
The verdict, I would say this one would be only fine, that giving the recommendations and not the final verdict who have won and who have not.
So, Chair,
As
it's already really obvious. We just want you to say it.
okay, so what you want me to say? Could you point?
I'm
specifically
pretty sure
clearly
that
in?
despite being the opposition, I'm pretty sure that the proposition is one.
Okay, you want to say that opposition has won.
No. Even though I'm the opposition, I believe that the proposition spoke better than us, so they've won.
Okay, you want to ask that who scored better?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
overall verdict.
In the overall verdict, I would say that betterment was from the side of the motion.
Yeah, the proposition. Yeah.
Yeah, works.
Okay.
Chalo guys, thank you.
Okay,
I just
then.
need to move out right now, out of station. I would be leaving right now. It was a great debate, guys. Bye.
Okay. Thank you all for joining. Bye bye.